Hey guys, how's it going, and thanks for coming. I'm Nick and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money because you know schools aren't, so let's get started. So in this video guys, we're going over how many credit cards do you need to have good credit. Shorter answer is 27. No, that's a lie. Don't get 27 credit cards. So we're going into the myths and some straight up things that are wrong that normal people think about credit cards. So we're going into how to get good credit, how many you should have, and the idea behind increasing your credit as well. So my personal credit score is around 800 right now, and I'm just telling you that so you could understand, like, I kind of know how to get to that, just to have like a reputation, not to brag or anything, but it's possible to get there, and it's actually much easier than you think. Now, of course, there are tons of credit cards out there. Actually, next month, I'm expecting to put out another video going into individual cards that are the best for 2019. So stay tuned for that. I do have one. I'm not sure if it was 2017 or 2018, but I'll check that one out for you. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check out the best cards out there. So, credit cards. So let's talk about them. First myth is the more credit cards that you have does not necessarily mean that you will increase your credit score. So let's go into the main factors that actually affect your credit score. Starting off with the main thing that I think a lot of people are unaware of is a word called utilization. Basically, it's comparing how much of a balance you have versus how much you could actually use on the card. So let's say you have like $100 balance and your total credit limit is $1,000. 100 divided by 1,000 is 10%. So you want to have low balances. If you have like a 5,000 credit limit, you shouldn't owe $5,000. Look at it from a lender's point of view. I don't want to give that guy money because he has every single dollar. He spent it all. So a good rule of thumb is to have less than 10% utilization. Try to have as least as possible. Next main factor is payment history. Are you paying on time? Are you paying late? Are you paying like just the minimum? It's quite simple. Pay what you owe. My suggestion, as always, never pay the minimum. Pay as most as you can. If you spend $500, pay $500. Try to get that down as much as possible. Throw money into it because interest sucks, and we're going into that. But another main factor is your credit history. How long have you had credit? Did you just open it, or have you had it for years, even decades? So the longer that you have credit cards, the more trustworthy people could look at you. Now, there might be other ones that do throw like some role into it, like the number of credit lines that you have, but these are the main ones. I would suggest focusing on those. For me personally, I have like 3 main ones, and I have a total of maybe like 5, but I don't use all of them. I use those 3 main ones. Now, another perception of credit cards is that they're bad, they're horrible, they're from the devil. And that is completely true, but also there are other ways. So yes and no, it really depends how you handle it. Essentially, they're horrible if you owe credit card debt. The average interest rate is 15%, so you're really not even paying off the principal. You're kind of just throwing money away at interest that is completely avoidable, while you should not just pay the minimum, pay as much as possible, if not the whole thing off every single month. Especially annual fees. Don't fall for that. There might be like, oh, you could, get airline miles or something like that. Don't pay annual fees. Have no annual fees whatsoever. Now, at the same time, they could be viewed as good because, one, it is more security. Instead of having cash, you just have a card, so you don't have to be carrying a wad of Benjamins. Another way to use credit, it helps you build credit. So if you borrow in the future for maybe, let's say, a car or a house, you do get better rates. So it is a good thing to build your credit for the future. And there's also cash back. However, there's a catch with that, and a huge secret that these credit card companies don't want you to know. Here's the secret, guys. Credit card companies give cash back because they know most people are going to spend more to get more cash back. You heard the quote, spend more, save more? No! When you spend more, you're spending more. It's like a scam that businesses came up with that manipulated people's minds, that makes them actually believe that they're saving money when they're pulling out their wallet and spending it. The main idea of saving money is, hey, you see something that you want and you don't buy it and walk away. That's called saving money. So that's a quick secret why they give cash back, because I think it might be around like 20%. People spend 20% more because they think they're getting more cash back. So instead of spending like $100, they're spending $120 to get a little bit back. It's like spending an extra $1 to get a penny back. It makes no sense. So for me, because it worked out for myself, I'd say have a handful of credit cards absolutely maxed. Not maxed, like that, the total amount of credit cards that you should have should be like a handful, like around 5, let's say. If you're missing payments, chances are you have too many cards. Now, if you want to raise that credit score even quicker than you thought, there is something that you can do. I would suggest using your debit card so it takes directly from your bank and you're not using any more of your credit, you're not increasing your balance. So, at that time, you could also pay your balance down, which increases your utilization. So you're using less credit while making more credit available. That will increase your score faster. Now, there are balance transfers. If you like register for a new card, you could transfer money over and it'll give you like 0% for the first, I don't know, some of them are like 12 months. The thing is, you have to utilize it and take advantage of it. During that transfer, pay that debt down. Most people do not, and it's just wasted. Goes back to having an interest rate, and you end up getting screwed. So, those are the facts, guys. Most people suck at handling their money. That's just how it is. So, you could either let these credit cards control you, or you could control them. You decide. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Do you have a bunch of credit cards? Do you like credit cards? Do you like cash better? Do not focus on cash back. That's how they get you. But that's my strategy for getting a score on the high side. If it's like 500, it's not so good. If 600 is fair, 700 is good, around 800 and above is great. If it's lower than 500, we need to work on that. So hopefully you guys take this seriously and start paying down your credit cards, because you're literally just wasting your money. It's horrible. I hate seeing people paying credit card debt. So just knock that down, please, if you're gonna do anything. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see ya in the next one.